I was so fucking right.
You done fucked up now!
Yesterday, Shea Moisture faced another controversy because of a new advert that they had, which featured white models and one racially ambiguous girl talking about hair hate and how hair hate is real, you know, for a blonde, straight-haired white girl and a redhead girl. Well, the thing is, yeah, well, ginger sometimes, but like your hair was like really nice. It wasn't even some type of like Merida type of ginger. You had like straight red hair that was like, okay. And yeah, the one racially ambiguous girl with like 3A, 3B curls. And if you don't know about hair typing, I'm gonna put a little thing here. So, why all the controversy? Well, Shea Moisture for the longest time was known as a staple in black natural hair care. Like, people raved about it for a time, okay? And there weren't any black women in this ad talking about hair hate. And, you know, we're the ones who faced the most discrimination for our hair, you know, in corporate worlds and in job roles. Like, recently, I think it was like, yeah, last year, here in the UK, there was this black girl who was turned away from, she was like denied a job, or they retook the job offer away from her because they didn't like her hair. It was in braids, not like mine, not like white and silvery, but just nice, neat, normal black braids. It wasn't some extravagant color that I like to do, just normal. And they were just like, yeah, no. She didn't name the company. I wish she did, but you know, she's looking into legal action because of that. Yeah, people are confused as to why it's a big deal. And I want to give some history of the many ways how Shea Moisture, how this was just a long time coming, and how Shea Moisture has been inching towards this. Like, the people who have seen this coming, such as myself and Sensei Ashitemasu Soren, like, and other people, there are other people, yeah, who have clocked onto this since years ago. We saw this happening because we've seen what happened with Carol's daughter, okay? This is just the icing on the cake. The straw that broke the camel's back. This is all what's been leading up to. So let me just give you some history. So Shea Moisture was started by Richelieu Dennis, who's Liberian, and it was created by, the ingredients and everything was created by his grandmother, who sold the original mixture on, like, in markets in Sierra Leone. And, you know, they took that recipe and everything, brought it to US, US, and, you know, started selling it around, and, you know, built up a new brand, built up Shea Moisture. Anyways, yeah, Shea Moisture was really like a staple in like a lot of YouTube natural hair vloggers and beauty bloggers and all of that. People who were part of the natural hair community, like in the early days, like back in the day, were the ones who were hyping up Shea Moisture. I remember like going to different like people's like YouTube pages, and everyone's like, oh yeah, Shea Moisture, Shea Moisture. I only used it once. It was a bit too expensive and it was nice, but I make my own shea butter, so it's like whatever. But yeah, like, natural hair community, black women really boosted up Shea Moisture. So, cut to 2015. Shea Moisture sold a minority part of their business to, what was it? Bain Capital, talking about how they want to expand and reach, you know, different people as well, and, you know, just not to market to like black women anymore. And people were just like, you know, this explains a lot of things, because I've been noticing some formula changes. Like, my friends who use it, they're like, okay, something's wrong with the formula. Something's changed because my hair isn't feeling as soft and as moisturized as it was. Even the consistency of the, what's it called? The curl enhancing smoothie, like a staple that a lot of naturals use. We're just like, it doesn't feel the same anymore. My hair is kind of like, is different. Something is different in the water. People who are not black use Shea Moisture, right? And in order to appeal to white people, you you didn't have to change up your ingredients. The white people who have curly hair and thick hair would use it if they needed to. You don't have to change your ingredients to accommodate them, okay? And like, why couldn't you just come up with a new line instead of changing your formula? That's what they do. That's what Pantene did. So people were kind of like, okay, this is suspect. Formula's already changing. This is something very similar to what happened with Carol's daughter. Carol's daughter wanted to expand and start reaching out to other consumers, yeah? White, mainstream consumers, right? So they started changing up their formulas, yeah? You can go online and look at it. There are going to be links below if you want to see. I mean, yeah, it's fine that they want to like, expand and say, this can be used for everybody, okay? But they changed up their formula. There was no like warning. Carol's daughter especially, there was the one who was changing it up a lot to appeal to people with looser texture hair, no one with natural hair, no one with kinky, curly, coily ass hair like mine, as you saw in my other Walking Dead video with my hair out. And yeah, Carol's daughter, the whole Carol's daughter formula change was back in 2012. So people who were there for that, who were around and saw that, definitely clocked on like, okay, this is the same exact thing that's happening, okay? So you might as well just get your bottles of Shea Moisture that you have, yeah? And the ones that don't have ingredients change, and keep that. That was 2015. So then in 2016, last year, they ran an ad called #Break Down the Walls. And the ad was very suspect because it featured that this black woman and on this like ethnic part of the aisle and the white woman on the mainstream hair aisle section, and it made it seem as if it was all segregated and it was like a barbed wire that stopped people from going to where they needed to go, and like, isn't it bad? Shouldn't it all be in one place? And it's like, what's with all the extraness? Nothing was stopping anybody from getting like what they needed. You just want white people to use your products, but the thing is, yeah, nothing is stopping anybody from going around and getting their products, okay? I can easily go to Tesco and go into the freaking ethnic aisles where they sell Asian and stuff geared towards black people products. Like, I can get a Vatica. Nothing's stopping me from getting a Vatica or freaking OGX. Nothing was stopping me. There was no need to break down the walls. You know, I used to fucks with Hello Hydration until they changed their ingredients, you know? So, yeah. And you know what, yeah? Asian girls, yeah, they were using Dark and Lovely too. Nothing stopped them. They think if they saw a black woman on the cover of it, they was just like, well, it works for my hair. It never stopped anybody. You know, I remember white girls were using that brown gel back in the day, like in high school days. But yeah, like, the whole ad was very suspect. People were just like, you know what, yeah? This is when a lot of people clocked on. This is when I was like, wow, I see what you're doing, Shea Moisture, yeah? And I said, watch how the next ad, yeah, features a bunch of white girls, yeah? And I was right. I was fucking right. I was right. Again, don't ever doubt me because I'm right. Now, 2017. Early 2017, like around February, March, there was this this model and sex therapist called Raquel Savage, and she was talking about her time at this like beauty convention and her time as a model for a hair model for Carol's daughter, and how she basically just spilled all the tea. She just told us everything that was happening yeah, with Carol's daughter and also Shea Moisture, and how everything was they were changing up their formulas. Shea Moisture's reps, their hair models, were mostly white girls and like racially ambiguous or mixed black women. And she herself, you know, is a mixed black woman. She was just thinking, okay, where are all the dark skinned girls? You know, like, yeah, like, okay, you have me, yeah, who's like light skinned or whatever, and she was just saying like, where's, you know, where are my other sisters? Where are the dark skinned black girls who have been using these products for time? And she said, yeah, they're changing up their formulas and like on a lot of their products, so to appeal more to white people. So yeah, 2017, this advert right now, that's just the icing on the fucking cake. It's been a long time coming. Most of us who are more like, who are more aware of this back 2 years ago and even a few years ago with and you know, who were there around with Carol's daughter, we knew this was coming with Shea Moisture. So yeah, so if you didn't know, before and you're were confused, hopefully this video can clarify why it was why people are upset. Because for those who didn't know, like, it's not just the fact that it's marketing to white women. It's like no black women at all were in this video talking about hair hate, and we're the ones who experience the most hair hate and discrimination for our hair. Like, so yeah, like, it's funny to us, because it's just funny because, like, ask yourself this: when was the last time you even saw like a black girl, dark skin with natural hair, in an advert that for OGX, for Herbal Essences or Garnier or something? And to people who are saying, well, you know, this is good for them, good for Shea Moisture to try and branch out and, you know, get more people to use their products. It's like, okay, before you were appealing to a niche market, right? And the thing is, there were people who were using Shea Moisture who weren't black. There were curly-haired white women and Jewish white women, you know, with thick curly hair. You know, non-black Latinas, Asian people, like, they were already using those products to begin with, you know, already. Now you switch up the formula to appeal to more straight-haired white people and other stuff. And now, instead of being like a big fish in a small pond, you're going to be battling with many other staples. You're going to be up against Tresemme and Herbal Essences and all these other L'Oreal, Elvive, Sunsilk, Garnier, just all of them. And you have little Shea Moisture here. I mean, look at Carol's daughter. I think they went bankrupt 2 years ago, wasn't it? And then they were bought out by L'Oreal, and, well, yeah. So that's why people are already just jumping, because it's like, people are saying it's a boycott. It's not really like a boycott. It's just that we're leaving because we know, people are leaving because they know that what's going to happen. The ingredient's going to change. They're going to be probably putting in like alcohol and parabens and other stuff that's just going to fuck up your hair. And no one's going to stay there for that. There's other options, and people who didn't know before are clocking onto it now. So hopefully that explains it. And yeah, and, you know, even if they did apologize, I read that the damage been done. They've already changed their formula. If they change it back, maybe, but they already changed their formula, so it doesn't make any sense for them to just apologize and think people are going to come back. You've made your bed, you've changed your soap, you've changed your curly pudding, you've changed your other stuff, and there's other things available. So farewell. I never used you anyways. I only used it once. So for those who are now clocked on and are realizing all the stuff that realizing what has happened, we told you so.